Good morning, everybody. It is 10 o'clock, and our goal is to be timely and respectful of your time. So we are going to jump right in to our stakeholder informational meeting. And this is specific to no exposure certification. So we definitely welcome you here this morning. A few housekeeping items before we get started. This was a large group that was invited to participate in this meeting. I believe 555 invitations were sent out. We'll see how our turnout goes today. But due to the large volume or the potential large volume, we are going to utilize the mute all function. And we definitely encourage you to participate in the chat. This is a relatively short PowerPoint and presentation this morning. So we will have plenty of time to go through any questions or concerns that you might have that you would like to chat. And if you look in your bottom right corner of your screen, there's a little bubble, a little call out bubble. If you click on that, that will open the chat feature. And I will be facilitating the meeting. And let's jump into some introductions so you know who I am. My name is Samantha Adams, and I am the supervisor of the Industrial Stormwater Unit. And I've been with the agency for about 18 years and happy to introduce my team this morning. And we will start with Joe.
Good morning, everybody. I am Joe Braun. I work with the Industrial Stormwater Program as the Industrial Stormwater Program Coordinator. I work with the MPCA in the Detroit Lakes office. Glad to have you all with us today.
Thank you. And we'll jump to Matt.
Good morning. Matt Moon. I'm the Industrial Stormwater Permit Writer out of the Marshall office and been with the agency just over 12 years. So good to see everybody.
All right, and from there we will go with Brittany, and then I will hand it over to Brittany and let her jump right into the PowerPoint. And I will continue to monitor the chat throughout the PowerPoint, and then we'll start to go through the questions and comments after the presentation. So Brittany, I'll let you introduce yourself and then jump into it.
Thanks, Sam. Hi, everyone. I'm Brittany Obel. I am the PFAS coordinator for the Industrial Stormwater Unit. I am out of the Brainerd office. Well, first of all, we want to thank you all for attending today. As Sam said, we do appreciate your time and attention in hearing about the changes the MPCA is making regarding no exposure certification and how this might affect you. First, we do want to clarify that a no exposure certification is not a permit. It is a waiver from the industrial stormwater permit. It is given when a regulated party certifies and ensures that its facilities' industrial activities truly stay within a storm-resistant shelter. One of our jobs at the MPCA is to verify that facilities seeking no exposure certification meet the criteria that's listed in Minnesota Rule 7090-3060. And emerging concerns over PFAS have led us to make a policy change to how facilities with SIC codes associated with potential PFAS use and release can obtain no exposure certification. Minnesota is one of many states making changes concerning PFAS for several reasons, including but not limited to, it can be measured in the blood of most people in the United States. It can be passed to infants from their mothers, and children's immune systems are most sensitive to PFAS. Exposure to some PFAS are associated with reproductive issues, altered thyroid hormones, changes in liver function, and certain types of cancer. The 2023 through 24 legislature session passed a bill requiring Minnesota to enact PFAS-related rulemaking. With this, Minnesota has begun to authorize laws, including but not limited to Amara's law, to end the use of avoidable PFAS in Minnesota by 2032. Amara's law is a Minnesota law named after Amara Strand. Amara was a 20-year-old woman who grew up in Oakdale, Minnesota, near an industrial disposal site which received waste that included PFAS from 1945 to 1961. Water testing completed in Oakdale has revealed very high concentrations of both PFOS and PFOA. During the 2023 legislature, Amara lobbied for stricter rules and regulations regarding PFAS. While she lobbied, Amara fought a very rare cancer that strikes just 1 in 5 million Americans between the ages of 15 and 39. Amara died just days before the House passed this bill. Come January 1st of 2032, Minnesota's ban on intentionally added PFAS will take effect. Amara's law is not Minnesota's first PFAS use prohibition, with restrictions on PFAS and firefighting foam and food packaging already on the books. Our implementation of the law is starting with interpreting the law, determining what rulemaking we need to do, connecting with partners, setting up systems we'll need, and planning our communications and implementation. So why does this matter to you? Well, currently there are approximately 555 no exposure certified facilities that are identified as having primary SIC codes associated with PFAS, and this policy change will affect them. Those SIC codes were obtained from the NAAQS codes listed in the 2022 PFAS monitoring plan, and they will be listed in the Appendix D of the draft, currently in draft 2025 Industrial Stormwater Permit. Also have that Appendix D here on the screen for you. The no exposure policy change is supported by the Minnesota Rule 7090-3060, which authorizes the commissioner to verify a facility meets the conditions to receive certification of no exposure. Verification occurs through a review of a regulated party's application, inspection of a facility, or other means that the commissioner finds reasonably reliable. Through legal review, the Industrial Stormwater Program has determined this rule allows for verification before facilities with primary SIC codes associated with PFAS may receive certification of no exposure. When it comes time to certify for no exposure, those facilities will have to complete 4 separate PFAS stormwater monitoring events at their areas of concern. Areas of concern are defined in the permit that will be released for 2025, and that has to be done before no exposure may be granted, which may result in some facilities obtaining permit coverage until after they've completed and submitted PFAS or qualifying PFAS stormwater monitoring results. The permit defines an area of concern as all areas of facility where the permittee through an industrial activity makes, uses, stores, or processes PFAS containing materials, and or where vents are located on a building that make, use, store, or process PFAS. The 4 separate runoff events must have a minimum of 4 hours apart and, excuse me one sec here. They must have at least a minimum of 72 hours apart, and the monitoring shall be done utilizing method 1633. If your facility participated in the 2022 monitoring event, then you may submit your results, but you will need to submit a total of 4 monitoring events. If you participated but did not complete 4 sampling events, then your remainder events must be completed utilizing the current version of 1633, and they must be done at least 72 hours apart. We will have an ISW PFAS monitoring plan template available on our website. It's not there yet, but we anticipate having one on the website in the near future, and that way you don't have to create one from scratch. Once all 4 monitoring events have been completed, the results will need to be submitted via e-services, and e-services will average the results of the above PFAS analytes. To gain no exposure certification, the average results of the listed PFAS analytes must be below the thresholds contained in the 2025 general permit. If the facility was required to obtain coverage under the permit, then they may submit a modification in e-services to end its permit coverage and receive its no exposure certification per the qualifying results. If the average results are at or above these thresholds, then the facility must remain under permit coverage and cannot obtain no exposure certification until further actions and monitoring for PFAS demonstrates their average results are below these thresholds and the industrial activity meets all requirements for no exposure. Your facility may begin sampling its stormwater for PFAS as soon as possible in an effort to qualify for no exposure certification once our online e-services application becomes available. You can find the EPA's current 1633 method on its website. There are a few environmental labs currently holding valid accreditation for the current version of 1633, and the list is expected to grow. We will inform all permittees that when the e-services is ready for applications when that time comes, please do not go and try to recertify now. That will only get you the 2020 permit again or no exposure certification. If you have not registered for Gov Delivery messages, please do so. You can find that through our website as well. And that's how we will try and stay connected with you to let you know when e-services is up and running. I've got our contacts here, myself as the ISW PFAS coordinator. We had Mary West return to us, and she is our PFAS inspector. We also encourage you to submit questions and feedback about this policy change to our industrial stormwater inbox. Thanks, everyone.